Yeah, and I think that's something people have to be grown up about and realize that it's not equal. There's no level playing field. Yeah. It is what it is, but that shouldn't stop you from playing the game.
Absolutely not.
Right? Like if we're in a hill, there might be some people that start here, you might start here, you know, but you still want to get up that hill.
But this reminds me of an argument I make a lot of times when I teach seminars. I always open up for Q&A, right? So one of the most common questions I get is a lightweight will ask me, Rob, I get smashed by everyone at the gym, right? And what do I do? And I say, you are privileged. They look at it like this. You are lucky to get smashed. And you are lucky to be lighter because jiu-jitsu is harder for a heavier weight. Like, what do you mean it's harder? You're winning. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly why it's harder. How do you learn when you're always winning? It's harder to learn when you're winning. It is easier to learn when you're losing. So going back to your hill analogy, let's say I'm here and you're here. For you to be where I'm at, you have to run this much more. You will experience jiu-jitsu to a degree that I don't experience because you're going to have to run so much more than me. So in a way, having a disadvantage should be looked at as a privilege. It's something good. If you have that outlook on life, right? If you just want the reward, I just want the recognition, the medal, the belt, whatever, then yeah, okay, being light and unathletic sucks. Okay. But if you're looking at it from a growth perspective, when you're looking at life or sports for that matter, from a perspective of I really want to improve on myself, then being unathletic is an advantage because you're going to get more steps out of the journey than someone who is extremely athletic ever will. Even if they become a UFC champion and you don't, it's like you've experienced more because it was so much harder.
It's kind of like that Gattaca example again, because I talked about this in one of my blogs, but something that as a teacher, what we value more than anything is someone who is consistent and dedicated that comes all the time. And I was talking about who won the fight? The kid that really annoys everybody. He's going to be fighting with Usman. You know what I'm talking about?
Colby something.
Colby Covington.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's not exceptional anywhere as far as technically. Yeah. He's not. He's okay boxer. He's a good wrestler. He's a decent grappling. But his exceptionality is his cardio. And he's able to consistently apply pressure to the point where people can't keep up with him. Yeah. And now that's his exceptional trait. Yeah. His consistent output, right? And I was saying the same could be true, for anybody. If you consistently show up to training all the time, you'll outdo people who might be technically more better than you or stronger than you just because you're getting more experience 100%. In the mats and you're going to learn better, right? And what happens is a lot of people who are naturally talented, and I'm sure you've seen as many as I have, they just wither away because if you have like a normal level of ambition and you're naturally athletic, you'll achieve success early without putting as much output. And that might be enough for you.
It means less.
Yeah. And you might be, I'm good with that. And there's nothing wrong with that per se, but you're not going to achieve as much because you're already satisfied early. Yeah. Versus somebody who's hungry at the bottom and has to work twice as hard to get where you're at. Chances are they're hungry for more too because your appetite grows. As you accomplish more, you're like, oh, I can do this. Yeah. I want to try to go for more. It's like people who start climbing mountains. They climb a small mountain, now I'm going to go K1, and then they're going to go.
I 100% agree with, and I think it is something that will strengthen your character. Yeah. Like going through that hardship, right, of battling and having to climb higher than the person next to you because you started lower, right? It strengthens your character. In some ways, I feel like I have to be honest because like when I was a kid, I was not a good athlete at all. Like I remember this well when I was when I played soccer. I grew up in Brazil, so a lot of soccer. Yeah. People would pick teams, and I always went the really good kids, and there was the mediocre kids, and then me, and then all the fat kids. I was like in between the mediocre kids and the fat kids. Like I was that guy, right? And it's been like that in every sport I've ever practiced. And in jiu-jitsu, I was not talented at all. Like people are like, oh, you're foolish. Like, no, man, I was. Trust me, I remember well my first few months. Like I was getting beat by everyone. I remember like my best friend, I introduced him to jiu-jitsu 6 months into me training jiu-jitsu, right? So after 1 month of him training, he was tapping me. And I've been training for 7 months. And we're the same size. Yeah. That destroyed me mentally. I'm like, how is this possible? It means so much more to me than it means to him. He didn't care. He was just talented. He was just gifted, right? And he's beating me with 1 month in. But in a way, that was single-handedly my best friend because it's exactly what you're describing. It told me, like, no, I'm going to figure this out. Like, I don't care if it's hard for me. I don't care if I'm not gifted. Like, this is going to be single-handedly the most important thing in the world to me. And I was always the most competitive guy in the gym. Like that was my strength. It wasn't the fact I wasn't stronger or faster than anyone or more technical. I've never been the most technical guy in the gym. But I always feel like I was the most competitive guy in the gym. Like that was my strength, right? And that came from exactly the fact that it was so hard for me in the beginning when I started. So like I relate to that a lot. And I think that in a way, like going back to what I was saying, like being at a disadvantage is an advantage.
Yeah. Because
it will strengthen you in ways that, you know, you may not be, you would, if you are gifted, you know, you would have not been strengthened that way.
My girlfriend had sent me an article, but there's a Japanese art form. I don't remember the title of it, but essentially what it says is that in Japan, when they break a piece of china or whatnot, rather than throw it away, they'll fix it by gluing it together and whatnot. But when they fix it, they'll actually use like gold or silver to fill in the cracks. So it creates a unique art form.
Yeah.
And this article is essentially saying that's how we have to do with ourselves, right? Like when we have a flaw, it's just an opportunity to fill it in with something beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and there's lots of stories of people who have, you know, deficits, so to speak, or, you know, disadvantages, and they turn that disadvantage into an asset.
Yeah.
You know, and I think everybody has flaws.
Yeah.
For the most part, right? So we have to find a way of not defining yourself by, oh, I'm broken and this is why. Yeah. Like, no, this might have been an issue with me, but I fixed it in such a way where now I'm stronger because of it.
Yeah.
I'm more beautiful or whatever the case may be.